Top of the evening to you folks. Welcome back to another episode of The Kingdom. It is April the 20th, 2022 today. We have potentially the greatest episode of all time in store. I was getting ready to do the countdown there, but I guess we're not doing it tonight, right?
Right.
So no countdown. We're not live tonight. We're taking it back to the OG version for a week. Anyways, drums. What do you say? Best ep of your life?
Let's do it.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. My name is Drums, and as per usual, I am joined by the brothers behind King Golf, Regan and Jordan Headley. As we usually do, we're heading up north, see where Reg is. Where are you, man? Are you at home? Are you in a basement? It's getting dark in there.
Held
How do you
hostage.
hold up?
I am at mom and dad's. I'm actually in the computer room. I couldn't find any lights that weren't behind me that would throw you guys off, so shit could get a little dark here by the end of the episode once the sun goes down. It's currently sleeting outside, snowing / raining, making a real shit show out there. Not good. We might not golf till June. This is sad. But what do you do? Just try to fight through it.
It seems to be melting pretty good here, but I don't know. We're supposed to get another shot of it, so
It melted here, but it's snowing again now.
brutal.
I shouldn't
Go
say
on.
it melted because there's still a ton of snow here.
Like, did you guys, like, was your yard grass before this
Yeah.
last shot?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I don't have a yard right now, but yeah.
Wrong. Jor, what's going on, buddy?
Top of the evening to you, my friends, my family, my loved ones. It is 4:20. Of course, on the calendar, we want to celebrate today. So there's a couple people maybe in this chat room who are celebrating tonight, but we don't need to get into that right now. I will take this opportunity to welcome 420 into the show with a little clip from Vic Hovland here. Just hang on 1 second. If I can figure out how to do it. Oh, we're going to go into the matrix here. Hang on. Yeah, there she is.
Well, this is so good.
He's banged up.
Like, do you think he's actually ripped?
It definitely seems like it.
I can't hear the sound from that, but
You can't?
no. But it's all good. All you need is the visual. Vic Hovland, eyes pretty much, I don't know. What would you call it? Paper thin?
Yeah.
And laughing. That guy's unreal.
Was that on there for you guys or no?
Yeah, it worked.
It was on there with no sound.
What?
Yeah. It's all good. For the people listening on the podcast, it was a video of Victor Hovland looking high as hell in an interview. I'm sure everybody's seen it. It's so funny. 420 Vic Hovland.
Could you guys couldn't hear it? Could you hear it last week when we were live?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why.
It's all good. Drums,
Okay.
What's up with you? Drums? You there?
What?
What's going on?
Sorry, I spaced out for a sec. Not much over here, man. Very disappointed in the snow and the progress of the storm of the century last weekend, but long weekend. Got to experience taking Luca for swimming lessons on Monday, being off with the holidays. So that was it was fun. There was a lot of screaming, but we survived it, and he's getting the hang of it a bit here.
Did you let the chest float again?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Do you know how to swim, Drums?
Not well. what was the last? What were they like colors back in our day?
Mine were numbers, but
I think I was numbers too.
I thought did it start with colors? Maybe I can't remember now. But
yeah, that would make sense. That's why I wasn't actually only at level 4 like there was colors before, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Just kidding. I think I was
Hopefully.
just number 4.
I don't even know what I got to. I think 8. What's the highest? Like 12?
I have no idea actually.
Like, what's your guys' best swim? Like, if you were stuck out in the ocean, how are you getting to shore? Doggy paddle, front stroke, backstroke, combo,
Front crawl.
Front crawl all day.
butterfly.
No, front crawl.
Is front crawl the same as front stroke?
It's just swimming to me.
You'd have
Right?
to slip on. You'd have to slip on your back though for a while, just to.
No, I can't do that.
I can't do it either. I
Really?
can't see. Yeah, you can't see where you're going.
Yeah,
It drives me crazy.
I can't float either. I try all
What would
the
you
time.
run
I can't
into?
float.
You're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, but
I'd
we're
rather
not
see
at
the
Salt Lake.
I'd rather see the shark that's gonna eat me.
At Salt Lake, just outside of Strath, there was lots to run into when we did our lesson, so that's why probably traumatized from that.
Do you know what if you were actually swimming at sea? Do you know where a shark would actually appear from? Probably the water, not the sky. So I don't know what you're talking about, Drums.
Okay, but
What?
you can't see if you're swimming towards one if you're doing the backstroke.
Yeah, I guess, but you don't really run into a shark.
You could
Like he's not just going to be sitting in the water with his mouth open.
at times.
Yeah, do you not watch cartoons?
You never
Actually,
cartoon before, bro?
Surf's Up is one of the greatest movies of all time. And my favorite personal. It is. It's my favorite cartoon movie. Surf's Up.
Really?
Yep.
Like over Space Jam?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I don't even know if you call Space Jam a cartoon.
No, because
Like it
Michael
has-
Jordan's real.
Yeah, they have real humans
he?
in it. Is he?
Okay, we got a ton of housekeeping to do here. Then we're gonna get
That's gonna be the title of tonight's show. Is Michael Jordan real?
Is he? Anyway,
Is he?
so we're gonna do some housekeeping, over unders, and then get into our segments later on. So we had a contest last week. Well, first off, we picked players. Drums picked Shane Lowry, finished tied 3rd. I picked Corey Connors, tied 12th. Jor picked Seamus. He finished with a DNP. He did not participate. And Derek Ches picked HV3, and he finished tied 3rd as well. So there's some really good picks last week. Jor, if you would have made one, you probably would have picked somebody up there, but you didn't.
I stand by my pick.
Do you want to do the Morgan Hoffman contest now or at the end of housekeeping?
I'm still letting it kind of
Marinate?
Okay, so we'll get into some more here. John Daly Sr. and Jr. became
hell yeah.
Hooters' first signing to NIL. I think that means name, image, location. Is that what it is? Anyways, it was their first one. Hilarious, man. I mean, it makes sense, like total sense, but it's just hilarious that's John Daly Jr. sponsors Hooters. Like that's phenomenal.
That could be one of the greatest things to ever happen to golf. Like John Daly, his son on the way. They're sponsored by Hooters. Has Hooters ever sponsored a golfer before? No chance.
He's in school and they're sponsoring him.
Yeah, he's like a freshman, isn't he? So he's 19.
Unbelievable.
How about this quote? I've seen my father's great relationship with Hooters over the years, and I'm proud to continue my family's association with the iconic brand. Like, how many times did he get dragged to a Hooters in his life?
Get this. Toronto Sun headline: Ball doesn't fall far from the tee. John Daly's son ink deal with Hooters.
Was Daly like sponsored by them before?
He was somehow like associated, but I don't know if
he's
they
always
were
been
actual sponsor.
He does like signings at Hooters all the time, and like he's tied into Hooters.
That's amazing. Kind of reminds me of like Happy Gilmore being sponsored by Subway, like that kind of
mhm.
just a Bush League like sponsorship, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not Cadillac or Mercedes or
Yeah.
anything like that. I got Hooters.
but like amazing too.
Yeah, unreal. We got an announcement for the match this year. Obviously, Tiger and Phil aren't playing. It's going to be Brady and Rogers versus Allen and Mahomes. You guys
Who's
know who I'm
Allen?
cheering for. Who's
Josh
Allen?
Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Come on,
I don't watch football.
the best quarterback in the league. But anyways,
You're cheering for that team?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I'd be Brady and Rogers all day. Those are my two favorite
Well,
bros.
we'll slap some cash down on it.
Oh, we'll be slapping cash.
Ooh.
I'm taking my boys. Actually, I
Ooh.
think they're shittier golfers, but whatever.
We'll be slapping
The base.
shotguns too.
So that's that.
That's that.
So the Kings are in game 3 right now. They're up 2-0 in the semifinals for the MJ. Tracking along on my phone. They were down 3-1. They've come back and tied at 3-3. So that's Uncle Doug out there in Winkler. Cockrell, after having a break at home, I think he had a stag. I think he's had a lot of stuff going on the last month. He had a stag down in Arizona, actually. He's back.
His own?
No, not his own. I don't think it might have been his own, actually. I don't know.
Oh,
It was with
he's
a bunch
already
of his
married.
golf buddies, anyways, like the Vandals, like where he played college. He's back at the ISPS Handa Championship in Spain. Be nice to be in Spain right now playing golf, eh?
Panda Championship?
Handa.
Panda.
Handa.
Panda.
I got the balls
That's
that are better.
That's on the big
Take
tour.
the balls that are better.
That's on the big tour. So good for him. He's playing a lot of those events. Start of the year, we didn't know how many he'd get. Spieth, victorious again over the weekend over Cantley. Jordy, what do you guys think of that?
I didn't
Don't have much to
see
say
this
about it.
happening after how Augusta turned out. Like he had a rough go, and then to win the next week is pretty. It's impressive to kind of get your shit back together after that.
Like, Jordy, you don't like him, hey?
No, I wouldn't say I like him. I don't dislike him really either, but I don't know. He's just never really done it for me. I don't know. I don't know why. There's a lot of hype over him.
Yeah, I think that
And,
was the issue.
I don't know. He just never really came to what he.
Fruition.
I guess they talked about coming. So I don't know. That's not really why I don't like him. I just never really got too involved in him. So block him.
Like, you don't think that he would kind of like lived up to, like, what was the ceiling? I guess like that they were hyping him up. Like he's almost got the all career majors, right? He just needs Augusta, isn't it?
No, he's won Augusta twice, I think.
Right. But like he's had a pretty damn good career. He's had some like really weird seasons too, though, where he's also fallen off the face of the.
Yeah, he has. Like last couple years, 2-3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hate when guys come up like that and they start comparing him to Tiger.
Yeah, but that's not him.
I know.
That's the media. And watching
I
him
know.
on the course, he's wildly entertaining. He talks after
Do you think
shots
so?
like Tiger.
Yeah,
used.
I could.
Oh,
I
man, it's
could
so
agree.
funny.
I could
Yeah,
agree.
I think so too.
Like the shit that he says after he hits a bad shot is like so funny, man. And he's like, I saw this thing from Rappaport again, of course, the guys doesn't miss. He was just talking about how when Spieth was growing up in Texas, like his buddies say, like he just made like 60-foot putts all the time and like hold out more than they've seen anybody hold out like from off the green. Like he just has that flair to his game. I don't know. So it's like if he's on, like he's got a really good chance of winning, but when he's off, he is terrible. Right?
Seems like he's more dependent on his putter than anybody else in golf.
Right. And lots of people said that's lucky, but I'm not convinced it's lucky, man. Like it.
Well, it is. There's a lot of luck that go into making a 60-foot putt. Like you could be the best putter in the world.
True.
And I mean, like, what are your odds? I mean, to put it within 2 feet of the hole, like a 2-foot diameter, that would be skill in my mind, right?
Right. Well,
for the guys who hit 50 putts and then versus another guy, I think that's where you'd actually gauge how good of a putter is. But to hit it 60 feet and to go in the hole, like there's some luck involved there, right?
Yeah.
I think because there's a lot of shit between your ball, your club, and the hole. 60 feet of bullshit. So I mean, I shouldn't say bullshit, but like less so on tour than here. You know, like if we're hitting 60-foot putts, there's usually a crater in between. There's usually some sand on the green. You know, so
Right, but those greens are pure. And what I'm saying is what makes it not lucky is because the frequency at which it happens.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
and
if
so
you
that's
hit a good
part of
enough
it
putt,
too.
if you hit a good enough putt from 60 feet enough times, some of them are going to go in, and lots go in for him. So
more than anybody else. So,
right.
Yeah.
So it's anyways, I think he's unreal. Unreal for the game, I would say. He's kind of been, I don't know, the guards have kind of changed. It's crazy to think him and Thomas are kind of on that out, but they're still very relevant. There's just so many good golfers right now, but they keep saying the passing of the guards like Morikawa, Hovland, all those guys, but like Spieth is still young. Like he's still got a long career ahead of him. But
how old is he? He's not even 30 yet, is he?
No, I don't think so. 28, maybe?
I would say 28.
I'd put him in that. And like, you see him in interviews
28.
and stuff now. Like he's done some podcasts and like YouTube videos and stuff. I think he did like one of those Barstool Sunday conversations.
Right.
Where like you're getting a bit more of his actual personality cracking through too. And he does seem like a beauty just like everybody else, but he has kind of that stone front to him too that maybe a lot of people don't like too.
Yep. He's won all the majors except the PGA Championship, so he's won all the majors.
Do you want the players?
Yeah, I want to say yes.
I'd say yeah.
Continue on. I'll find out here.
We're going off a lot of predictions or guesses here, so let's tighten things up here. What else we got, Reggie?
You know, this is random as hell, but I saw a tweet from the golf gym in Kenosee there.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that too, actually.
So kind of and you could take it how you want it. I love Kenosee. I love everything about it. I love the town. But do you think that Kenosee's drums is just munching over there? Do you think that do you think Kenosee would be in the same sentence as Southgate in terms of just the overall quality of everything there? Where they're not changing what's working. It's all just old shit that like the hotel, the cabins, the stores in town, the Moosehead, like it's all just like imagine how sick it would have been in 1980, but it's not there. But they've never done anything, and people still keep going back year after year, like Southgate. I mean, that place is a shithole, but it's like packed every weekend, like it's unreal. But like, don't you think Kenosee kind of has that feel to it? Like it's just never left 1980.
Oh yeah, big time. Actually, some really nice houses there though that had to have been between then and now. So I'm not really sure what happened with all that because like between the campground and the Moosehead, like there's a ton of really nice houses or cabins right along the lake there. So that would have had to been developed after everything else, like years later, right? Because the Moosehead had to have been what 50, 60, 70 years old at
I
least.
Would say it looks like the 70s.
Yeah, but do you think it was a bar? Yeah, like was it a bar the entire time or did it morph into that?
I would like to have somebody on.
Oh, you said the Moosehead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What did you say?
I thought you meant the Kenosee, and I would say it would be like 1970. But Moosehead probably would have been like I don't know. It's gone anyway. So
yeah, burnt down. Yeah. But the Moosehead like was haunted. Like there was a bunch of stories of people saying that it was haunted. Really? I'd like to get some info on there. Maybe we'll try to find somebody from Kenosee to give us some firsthand information of the Moosehead. Was it was cool. It was like really old, eh? Like that was
it's funny, man. I was there in like
we should do that for overrated or underrated, but
I was there in like July and it burnt down like 2 weeks later. I think it was July or August, whatever it was, but yeah, it burnt down like Barbar. Barbar's
one of the greatest names of all time.
Oh, drums.
What's that? Drums froze? I didn't see it.
Tron's home right now, I said.
Oh, Tron's home.
And he's going nuts, walking around the house. But I think the cats must have been upstairs, so he's yelling. But
I just wanted to also. Are you done with that Regal Kenosee stuff?
Yeah, anybody listening from that area, like it's not a knock on anything. Like that course might be top 3 of my courses I've ever played, and I've never had a bad time in Kenosee. But I just think it might be time for an upgrade on some of the stuff.
Well, I mean, they got the first step: burn it down, get the insurance.
It's
Uh,
called insurance.
Have you heard? It's called insurance, John. Have you heard of insurance? Speaking of straight out of the 60s, 70s, that water park there.
Oh my God.
That's like
That's what I'm talking about.
It. Yeah.
Like I remember, like we camped there a lot growing up, and I remember as a kid that like deteriorating around me. Like I couldn't imagine 20, 25 years later, it's still a piece of shit.
Those cabins we stayed at, man, they were like, it was plus
Awful.
30 that day. I thought I was going to start on fire up on the top bunk. Like I actually thought I was going to catch fire.
It
Just
said, it's kind of crazy actually. Now that you say that, Rigo, the hotel itself has to be a little bit newer. Hey, a little bit.
Well, yeah, I would say like 1970 still.
Okay, because that takes me to my point that I was going to raise here is like Kenosee golf course itself is one of the best courses in this area without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
It's like an hour and a half from Brandon only, maybe a little bit further. But like that course is primo.
Wayne?
That course is Wayne primo. Or what's his brother's name?
Keith.
I said Keith, Wayne, and son Caden.
But that course, yeah, unbelievable. Like it does not get nearly enough credit. I think it's just kind of in the middle of nowhere almost, in a sense. Like there's no real towns in Saskatchewan that are real close to it. Like bigger centers, I guess. But like it's not far from Brandon at all. And I don't know, it's just such a cool course. It's fun. It's always in mint shape. And Kenosee as a whole, like you said, is like just such a cool place to be. But I'm wondering if it's like if they actually invested some money into it and like, you know, started putting some new cabins up, because those cabins had to have been $10,000 a piece in 1970. Like those things have paid for themselves 40 times over.
No kidding.
And it's hard to, you know, put money back into something that's just a money, like a cash cow, right?
Yeah.
It's hard unless it burns down or unless something happens. Like nobody's in a real rush. But I just think that if they actually invested into Kenosee, I think that it could be like a real destination to go to.
But I also think that for the most, like it kind of is, like they got a big campground that's really tough to get into. The hotels are always sold out and the cabins are always sold out. So it's kind of like, it's like Southgate. Why would you change what's working? But like,
exactly.
I don't know. And
there's no motivation. And, you know, unless people kind of really stop going there and they're like, we need to revive this right now. I also think
it's pretty busy all the time, honestly. Like there's a lot of cabins across.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea how we started on Kenosee. What did
I brought it up?
Yeah, but why?
Just I saw a tweet about it and I saw the building and I just thought that it's exactly like Southgate.
Oh.
the Moose Mountain Classic.
Yeah.
That's Ben Brown's tournament. He's a beauty. He's I think he took over the pro shop this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Holy.
So we'll have to get out there for sure for at least a round and see what happens. Check out the water park. Oh, there's some funny stuff that happened that day. But anyways, we'll save that for a later day. What else you got, Rigo?
That's it, except for the Morgan Hoffman. But whenever you're ready for that,
I'm ready.
Did you guys see that video of Marshawn Lynch?
Oh my God, ripping shitters
on the Zamboni
with Macklemore.
Yeah.
So those guys own the Kraken?
Just
own part of the Kraken?
Partial owners, yeah. That guy's
How funny is that video?
He's amazing.
He is amazing.
See it, George?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, he's
Marshawn Lynch is one of my favorite guys in the world, easily.
He's driving a Zamboni at the practice rink and he just starts ripping shitters like hard, like just sliding all over the ice. It was wild.
Have you ever seen the video where he's on like a golf cart at one of the games and he's got like his aunt on with him and he's just ripping shitters in it too, just waving to the crowd?
Guy's wild.
He is wild. Okay, let's do this for you. What do I
Okay,
gotta
so
do?
last week we had a contest. Morgan Hoffman, where's Charlie, as he's known by us. He made his return to the PGA. Pretty impressive. Lots was said about him, just how impressive it really was. Even Brandel was talking about that he's going to make some noise probably in his next 2 starts. He finished +1. Cut was at even. Kind of unfortunate he missed it by 1 shot, especially a guy fighting for his life there, comes back and he's only got 3 events and he missed it by 1 shot. Apparently he played so solid, and it can't be easy. I mean, he hasn't played competitive golf in, I think it was 500 days. So it's a pretty big deal. Well done, Morgan. 1 over. Wish he would have made the cut, but Jor guessed -3, drums guessed -1, and I guessed +3. So Jor's the farthest away at +3. He's going to shotgun.
I actually got absolutely sued there because I originally had said +3, and then somebody tricked me into changing my vote.
Yeah, well, if you're that confident, you wouldn't have switched. So I stole yours just to rub it in. I stole your answer just to rub it in. So
I don't know. I didn't really appreciate that.
Well, tough.
See if this works. No, it's not going to work. Okay. I was going to play Paul Brandt, but we'll just do it anyways. Cheers, boys. Actually, cheers to Morgan, too, because, I mean, even though he missed 1 by 1 stroke, I mean, think of what kind of confidence he's going to have going into the next competition, knowing that he was that close, right? I think if he finished like +10 or 12 and way out, it might have been tough to come back from that. But here's to Morgan, his return in the next 2 starts.
Works.
So what does he need to get to extend?
I don't know. I'll look into that for next week.
Yeah.
Actually, I won't be around next week unless we do it on Tuesday. We'll talk about that later.
We'll chat later.
TTYL.
You okay?
I'm back.
All right. How'd that feel? Feel good?
It was cold. I let it. I can't think of the name or the word.
Oh boy!
Like what? What happens when Pokemon?
What?
Like when they sit on their egg to hatch it? Incubate? Yeah, incubate. I was incubating the Bud Light, trying to warm her up because they're pretty tough to do when they're cold.
You chose Pokemon to.
When Pokemon sit on their egg.
Drum's having a good time.
Drum's having a good time.
Okay, are we ready? I got a couple too, but actually it worked out good that we both had to talk about Kenosee. That checks one of mine off the list. Real quickly. Oh, okay. No, I'm going to save this for another day. That part. Screw it. We'll talk about it now. Too late. Chocolate milk. How do you guys feel about chocolate milk? Are we fans?
I like it.
Did we not have this conversation last week?
Did we? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we might have, because I've been drinking it pretty regularly and loving it too. But anyways, let's go.
Like you started on the small one and then worked your way up?
No, I wasn't a part of that.
What?
It might have been just a conversation you guys had hanging out or something.
It doesn't matter. Chocolate milk.
You guys drove for drinks the other night, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we would have been talking about that. But anyways.
Yeah, shout out the class. I don't know why I know this.
No, just chocolate milk. I didn't have a sip of chocolate milk for probably 12 years. In college, I used to go through like a 4-liter every week.
Of chocolate milk?
Of chocolate milk, yeah. I would say that's an issue. It's a lot of milk.
That's an addiction, I would say.
And milk's not good for you at all.
Says who?
Doctors?
Have you never seen the commercials about how it's good for you, Drums?
It just says it does the body good.
I don't give a shit. It tastes good.
It's the best marketing campaign ever.
Whatever.
Milk.
Okay, this is big. I got a couple of songs. You guys have heard a few of them, I think. But Morgan Wallen's newest song, think it was just released on Tuesday, maybe.
Ooh.
It's called I don't even know what it's called.
Oh boy.
It's called "Don't Think Jesus" or something. It's kind of a religious song, but definitely don't be turned off by that part of it. Yeah, it's called "Don't Think Jesus." Honestly, one of the best songs I've heard in a long time. It's so different. I'm a big fan of different kind of music, and so if I don't know if you guys have heard Morgan's cover of "Cover Me Up." Nope.
That's his song, isn't it?
No, it's a cover. But anyways, this song is very close to that. It's like a slower song. It has the steel guitar, which is like my favorite thing, my favorite instrument, the steel guitar. And it even starts like the exact same with it's almost like air being released. That's how both those songs start. But anyways, it's just something I guarantee at least one person in this chat will really like it. But Morgan's heading to Craven this year. Morgan and Hardy and Blake Shelton. What a lineup. I maybe shouldn't be promoting Craven on here with the Country Fest stuff, but Craven is going to be one heck of a time this year.
Okay, are you sure "Cover Me Up" is a cover?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not convinced, but
have you listened? I've listened to the original song.
Oh.
It's not great. It's not bad though. Like the lyrics are really good, obviously.
Yeah.
It's more of like a ballad, like the lyrics, but this new one of Morgan's is really good. So if you like it, if you have a listen, let us know what you think, or don't, whatever. I keep forgetting we're not really live. It's hard to turn your brain from live to not live. I was gonna say
it does feel a little weirder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more this like this StreamYard that makes it feel like that, because we've only ever done live on here, but
true. So speaking of that quickly though, we're gonna be doing we're gonna try to do live shows every 2 weeks. So I don't know if you've been listening to them or not, or enjoying them, but we're gonna keep doing that every 2 weeks, and we'll see. We'll get some feedback on it if people like it. If they're continually showing up, then maybe we'll switch it to every show. But for now, we're just gonna test it out every 2 weeks and go that way. So what else, Rigo?
I think if we're gonna do a live next week, it's gonna have to be on Tuesday. I'm gone to Toronto for 5 days on Wednesday next week, so.
Dang, boy. For what?
Gonna go watch the Jays for 3 games.
And then you're going to Montreal in July too?
June. And Victoria for Teddy Boy's tag. So it's all right.
Must have made some bank on the house sale, did you?
No, the bank's got money.
Bank's got money.
That's Dal's favorite saying.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to get into? Over-unders?
I'm about to open this beer with a silver coin. You guys want to see?
Oh, what? I hope it breaks in half.
Oh,
just one more use for silver, hey?
It's never ending.
Let's get into over-unders.
Just wait 1 sec. Oh, you can really hear it.
I got an interesting one, I think.
Okay. Let's do it.
Do you think
back to G.
Playing 1,000 games in the NHL is overrated or underrated?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, should they be more recognized? Yeah.
Just how hard it is to play 1,000 games in the NHL.
Yeah, so like everything about it,
everything about it.
Yeah, okay. I'd probably still say underrated, although it seems like it happens every night.
Right, they do a big ceremony and they get the stick, but
I don't know. I don't think it's really that common. We're just in a weird pocket right now.
I think so too.
Because like all these guys are from like that 03 draft. That was the best draft ever.
Mm-hmm.
So but
that's a very good point.
At the same time, the way that like the athletes take care of their bodies now, like they could probably extend their careers for longer too.
Mm-hmm. But
so maybe that just.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so maybe this is just becoming the norm, because all of a sudden we have like those two guys at the top for the Ironman streak, and they're going at the same time, right? But
Right.
so yeah, I'd still say underrated. It's a hell of a feat.
But also, it's like Jordan, you go, and then I'll get back into it.
Okay. I've been trying to think of what I would want to vote here. It's kind of tough. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say underrated, mostly because of the toll that the game of hockey takes on your body. Like I understand that those guys have like the high end trainers, the high end, physical training every day. That's what they do. But that's a lot of hockey games, and that's a lot of, taking shit every second night of your life for 15 years. Like, I mean, it's pretty easy for us to go to work every day and sit behind a computer and talk to people. But like those guys are literally putting their bodies on the line every night, not just with, getting hit or like there's pucks flying at their faces 100 miles an hour. Like there's so many things that can go wrong on the hockey ice. They skate around on steel blades. Like it's not a sport like basketball or I don't know. I don't want to shit on too many
Baseball.
sports here or
Baseball.
exactly, or baseball. Like
Golf,
hockey is a
comfy
grind.
sports.
Golf, yes. Like hockey takes a toll on the body. I think outside of football, it might even be up there with football, but those are two very physically demanding sports. And to play 1,000 times in 10, whatever it takes to play that, I don't even know what it would be. Over 10 years, it'd probably be 15 years, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a hell of a
Easy.
long
That's
time.
a healthy career.
Yeah, like if you're thinking those guys in the 03 were a year away from 20, so they're around probably 18 years in the league.
Yeah, and they're all getting their thousands now.
Yeah,
Because I
And
mean,
it's
you have
kinda-
injuries. You have
it's kind of interesting too. It's more kind of like the grittier players. Like it's not like the superstar. Like I don't know, did like Rick Nash get 1,000 games? But
I don't
more
know.
like the gritty
Yeah, I know
guys,
what you
like
mean.
Zach Parise.
Getzlav.
Yeah.
Breezy.
Do you think it's probably just
My
because
guy.
like the high end players they maybe can't grind it out
Yeah, I think so.
in that older age?
Because there's always going to be that spot on the third line for those grinders, but
Right.
you have to be elite to be on the top two. And if those guys aren't on the top two lines, they're basically, or Spezza grinds it out on the fourth line with the Leafs, which is kind of sweet. But
Right.
yeah, I'm definitely going underrated. Drums, you said as high performance they are now, they have longer careers, they're in better shape. But I mean, it's also, you got to look at it like as soon as they get past like that, the pocket there when they're really good, like there is like 25 18-year-olds that are ready to be in the
Coming
NHL.
up.
Yeah.
It was never like that, but those 18-year-olds are in such good shape now when they get that to that spot that they can come in and replace them. So to grind out 1,000 games now, to actually hold your spot in the lineup is impressive for 1,000 games. And then don't like, if you think about it, you're playing hockey, like even a rec league or a senior league, and I mean you block a shot in that, and I mean you feel it the next day, and then like you don't really, it's one of those things you don't really think about when you're watching on TV. You really don't. You just see a guy shoot the puck towards the net, and it absolutely rifles into somebody's leg or into their arm, and you're like, oh,
That hurt
just another
somebody.
block shot. No, you
Yeah.
don't even think it hurt. You're
Yeah.
just like, oh, it's a block shot, but like. Think about like a 95-mile-an-hour slap shot, like you just wear it in the shin
Oh.
or in the foot or in the arm, and those guys just like play the whole game and then they play again the next day. It's just to play 1,000 games is unbelievable, and that's why I don't know, like
Yeah,
those,
could you imagine taking blocking a shot from Rip and then the next night you're taking one from Shea Weber or somebody like that? Oh,
like
Or
those
you
guys
block a
that kill
shot from Rip
penalties,
and then
man.
go in the corner with Chara the next shift.
yeah.
Guys
Jesus.
just rate. Yeah.
Those guys that what was I just saying? Well, the guys that kill penalties and just slide in front of shots, like what
Face
the-
first.
Oh my god, it's unbelievable. But I
Insane.
would say underrated. It's very impressive to get 1,000 games. George got a happy 420 banner going down there. That's why he's giggling away in the background.
I just wanted to chime in and say, like, you guys were talking about how the high end guys usually have a harder time hitting a thou, and I was thinking of why that could be, and I came up with a couple conclusions. This is just top of my head. One, those guys take a lot of shit from a lot of people. Like every time they touch the puck, they're getting slashed by somebody. They're getting finished. You know, they're basically targets on the team. So any damage that the other team can do to them is welcomed, right? So that takes a pretty big toll on their body. And they're playing more. Like think of a game. Think of somebody like Rick Nash who's playing 22 minutes, 23 minutes a game versus a guy on the third line who's playing 7 or 8 minutes a game. So you take their whole career over that and you times it by 3 essentially, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Really good
like
point.
The mileage that they put on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shouldn't necessarily be measured in games. You know, it'd be interesting to see them measured in minutes.
Yeah.
True.
You think about a guy like Scott Niedermayer that was logging like 30 a game for
Ovi
for 20 years. Yeah, Ovi's incredible because he just
how many minutes does Ovi play? He's on every unit,
and he still plays like he's 19 years old. Like he crash and bangs everything. He's a truck out there.
Yeah,
he is.
And everybody knows exactly where he's going. I think we've said it a couple times on here, but he's just going to park his ass, same spot every time, and just get fed.
He averages 20 minutes and 43 seconds a night.
Ovi
does?
Yeah.
That's higher than I thought it'd be.
Pretty impressive stuff. So that's mine. What do you guys got? Jor, what do you got?
That was a good one. Good discussion. This one won't be as in-depth of a discussion. This one is actually, I just came up with it right before the show because I had a few on my list, but I forgot about it. Like, I need like a over-underrated notepad in my pocket. Anyways, the question is big water bottles. Ooh. Also, this one has a King Golf sticker on it, by the way.
Yeah, that's actually King Golf water bottle. Buy it from the website.
So I would consider this to be like a medium-sized water bottle, okay? But like, think of the ones that like girls haul around, or
like Easton's?
See that one? Yeah, I'd say that's a medium one, like Easton's, like the big ones.
Oh, for fuck!
You spilled.
We got to clean up on that one.
I thought I heard that.
Clean up. You could hear it clear as day on there.
Okay, so what do we figure?
I'm gonna say underrated, honestly.
Really? Okay.
That big?
Oh, that big. Yeah, I would say so because you'd get to the bottom of it every day. And you're drinking a lot. Okay, but if you're at a stationary desk, it doesn't matter. You don't need to carry it everywhere with you. She does, but like you just drink more water. That's the way it is. And there's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing better for you than drinking water.
I agree with that. That's true. That's a good point. We've lost Drums. He spilled his water, showing off his bottle.
What do you say?
Oh, I don't know. I was going to say over, but you got me thinking a little bit. No, I'm sticking over. I'm sticking over because it's like too much. It's too much. Like you might as well carry around one of those World of Water.
You're just carrying out a big 4-liter.
Just put it on.
No, that's not a dolly. That's like a 20 liter
and wheel it around. Yeah.
Aren't they 4-liter jugs?
No,
4-gallon jugs. Sorry,
4-gallon. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have your own little cart you take with you. You got like a beer helmet hooked up to it, like with a straw. It's just like cords running all the way up your body.
It honestly just reminds me of like the people or the gamers or the workers or the truckers or whoever it may be. Like if that's where you're worried about is sitting in the same spot for a while, like who basically pee in a bottle or something like that. Like if this size of water bottle runs out for you, like I think it's okay to get up and walk around and refill it. You know?
I think that those other water bottles are good though, in the sense that Easton could actually fill it up at home here.
And then it lasts all
and
day.
then she might not have water to drink at work, so she has it all day there.
She works at a school. There's like
Not that she doesn't have water, but it's like, I don't know. Is it?
Maybe they ain't got that good stuff.
You know what I mean, though. Somebody's here right now. This is gonna be really awkward when they walk up to the front door. And I'm sitting here.
Do you remember? I don't know if water fountains are still this way after COVID. I don't remember the last time I drank.
Oh, it's Easton.
Fountain. Okay, but can we talk about, like, man, how cold? Do you remember putting like your mouth up to the water fountain and your lips are like touching it, and like basically everybody's lips that came through that building that day touched that water fountain?
There's always a kid that's
your lips touched it.
Over
gross.
I mean, we're still here. We lived, so couldn't have been that bad of a deal. But I just can't picture that now in today's world. You know,
we're pretty messed up, but we're here, I guess.
That could account for a lot, actually.
Yeah. Let's not dive too far into that.
So Rigo says under, I say over. Drums, you're the tiebreaker.
I'll say over as well. It's just too much. I do understand maybe if you've got a busy job like a teacher, like East, and you maybe don't have time to fill up your water or remember to fill up your water because you got so much other shit going on. I understand it that way, but that's, I don't know. They're huge. They're clunky. You look like a goof dragging that big ass thing along. Mainly for that reason, I'm going overrated.
Like Easton asked where the water bottle is, and like you should be able to see it through one window in the house because it's that big.
Like if she took that on an airplane, like she'd probably have to.
That's her carry-on.
Check it. Yeah. Oh, that's her carry-on.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Drums, you going, or are we going to the segments?
What's that? You both talked at the same time. Okay. You guys got to be truthful on this one.
We always are,
year,
baby.
Overrated or underrated? Toronto Maple Leafs.
This year?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get out of the way quickly because I haven't watched a single game of theirs. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably still overrated. I mean, there's no time where the Leafs will ever not be overrated. I will give Matthews a lot of credit. I was talking to Mertz about it. I didn't realize he had so many goals this year. So I got to show some respect to him. But, I mean, I've had 20 years of TSN talking about the Leafs every opportunity they get, and they'll never be anything but overrated to me. So there's my honesty.
It's very fair.
I got a tough time with this. Like Jor, so sick of TSN, man. You open it up and it's like Leaf star Matthews drank a glass of chocolate milk this morning.
Good for him.
It's like down below. It's like Canucks win 6 games to keep their playoff hopes alive. But Matthews had a glass of chocolate milk this morning. It's like, okay, they beat the fucking dead horse, man, so bad, and they make people hate the Leafs. And there's no reason to hate the Leafs.
It's true.
There's absolutely no reason to hate them. You don't hate any player that's on that team. You only hate them because the media makes such a big deal about them. That's the only reason.
Amen.
Like Matthews might be one of the most likable players that I've ever seen. But it's so hard to cheer for him because every time you flip to TSN or Sportsnet or you see on Twitter, that's all people talk about is how good he is. And it's like, man, look outside. There's a lot of other good players too. The Leafs are sick to watch, though. You have to admit that. So I'm not going to say – I'm still going to say overrated by the social media outlets, but –
You can go with par. I mean, Birchie kind of tried to end it, but you can go par.
I'm not going par because they are overhyped by not over. I'm not going to say overrated. I'm going to say overhyped.
It's not an option.
TSN needs to stop doing what they do. They have to. They have to find a way to just cut it out.
They have to.
No, they do. It's a joke.
As a fan, I'll absolutely agree with you guys. The dick riding of the Leafs nonstop from every outlet, like it's nauseating even for a fan. So I can understand why people hate them. This year they've statistically had like the best record best year they've ever had on record More guys breaking records and team records are being broken. So they are putting up like their best season of all time for that storied of a franchise.
So
But
they're
at the
finally
same
earning the attention, you're saying.
at the same time, it doesn't matter right now. They've put themselves in a position where, as great as those accomplishments are, it doesn't matter. It all boils down to the playoffs. So
Like,
True.
if they do have any kind of success in the playoffs, I think you can look back and say then it would be more like celebrated and more kind of bring them back up because they actually did live up to the hype in that sense.
yeah,
So
at
I'm
this
still
point,
saying overrated, but they could potentially get to where they should be.
right.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
Or did I?
at this point, like the way the last 5 or 6 years have gone, like 7, 8, 9, 10, it doesn't fucking matter what happens in the regular season or with those guys. They have to win a playoff round. They have to
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
Yeah.
and I think
I'm
as
on
soon as
board
they
with
do that, they're going to win a ton of playoff rounds in the next few years. But they just have to get that first. It's unreal to even talk about that. But and let's be honest, like they don't get any cushy first round matchups like some other teams do. Like they're playing Tampa or Boston every year in the first round, which is crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Still, win one time.
but then if
Yes.
they're that good, then Boston and Tampa are thinking, oh god, we got to play Toronto.
But like Montreal last year was ridiculous.
Yeah, true.
Columbus
True.
was ridiculous. Like,
True.
yeah, they brought it on themselves to some extent, but yeah, like the overblowment from both TSN and Sportsnet is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, quickly before we switch to our segments here, I'm gonna look something up. See what we got here. Just give me 1 second. Those at home, those in the chat, just give me 1 sec here.
Nobody in the chat, bro. We're not live, so
There's nobody in the chat. Okay, we're going back into the matrix. Let's see if this is a word. Can you guys see this?
overblown. No.
I don't see any dictionary references here, so we'll try shortening it to blown mint.
We could get some good shit coming up here.
It shows JD on Twitter.
Oh, we're back. Okay, good enough. Rigo, what's stroke saver tonight, baby?
Stroke saver. I got it from Lou Stagner Golf, like the golf stat guy. It's just his tweet was 1% of all amateurs in the whole world are scratch golfers. They
1%.
make 1% of all amateur golfers are scratch golfers.
All amateurs or all golfers in the world?
Amateurs. Like anybody but the pros are scratch golf. 1% are scratch golfers.
Well, think about it's probably not too far off because think how many pros there are compared to amateurs. Like there'd be, 1 to 10,000 probably. So I don't think it would make a big difference. Right?
Anyways,
Or
yeah.
no?
Yeah. They make 4.7 bogeys per round.
Who? Scratch golfers?
4.7 bogeys per round.
Really?
So his tweet was manage your expectations. And it's such a common theme. And I mean, you look at that and you think you're going to go out and shoot even every round. And it's not a reality. I mean, for a lot of people, right? And I'm not saying just you're going to shoot even, but just know how tough the game is. If it was easy, man, like everybody would be doing it, right? Everybody would be a scratch golfer. Everybody would be on the pro tour. Like, just manage your expectations. Know what your handicap is, and know, like, I guess a good example of that would be a lot of guys that I play with always say, like, oh man, if I just would have made those 3-4 foot putts, or if I would have made those 3 easy up and downs, I would have been 78. And it's like, well, yeah, you definitely would have been, but that's why you're a 12 handicap and not an 8, because you miss 4 of those per round. It's not an uncommon thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And after every round, everybody can say that they they did that, and that's why your handicap is what it is. That's why your golf game is the way it is. So I guess just to piggyback off that, so if say that the difference between you shooting 82 and 70, 78 or 77 were those routine pitch shots that you should have made but you didn't make, or it's the 5-foot putt that, man, I should have made that. So then you're like, okay, well, I got to get my game in shape. I got to go. I'm going to go practice. I'm going to really get it going for this weekend. And you go and you just hit like 5 of every iron at the range and then just rip drivers or just work on stuff at the range. Meanwhile, you tell yourself after every round that you play, oh man, I should have made those 2 up and downs, those routine up and downs. Do you ever go to the chipping green and hit those shots that you missed? Like nobody ever does. And it's just, if you go there and you actually practice those, it just becomes instinctual almost that you're going to make those up and downs. Whereas if you don't practice them, yeah, you're going to miss the odd one because you're not in game shape, we'll say, for those shots, right? So I guess it was a double stroke saver, but yeah, like practice your weaknesses. I mean, so many people don't want to practice their weaknesses because they're not good at it. They want to go and hit, if you can hit a flop shot, you want to go to the putting green and hit 5 flop shots in front of people and be like, oh, see that? But
I think it's a big ego thing, right?
Oh, 100% it is. But if you just actually practice what you struggle at, your game would improve so much.
Yeah. Because after a round, nobody's like, oh, I wish I would have hit this drive 10 yards further.
100%.
But yeah, you're right. Every time you think of like how you could have improved your score or your round, it's always a putt or like a short putt or a silly shot you made around the greens. That's where the strokes really add up, I think, is around the greens.
Around the greens. Oh man, if you get up and down every time, like such a difference.
But no
crazy.
one, realistically, like I'm not going to leave my house to go to Mulligan's to pay $10 to go chip and putt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but then don't complain that you don't get up and down during the round.
True. Like I agree, but it's hard to yeah.
I'm
not even convinced. I don't even know how many people like even get enjoyment of spending the money to go practice, and that's what you practice. I don't see it.
Like I'm under the impression that the only way that you can actually learn the short game isn't at a range or like a Mulligan's type thing, is like just go out and play, like go out on the golf course. No, you don't think so? I
disagree with that for short game.
Do you? Okay, that's interesting. Like that's where I learned to chip, was on the golf course. It wasn't at a range or a practice facility, because a lot of the times the greens are like, I'm thinking of like Wheat City and Mulligan's here, like specific to me. So it's a little bit different in the city or in Gilbert, for example, but like I learned by, hitting 100-yard shots, hitting 80-yard shots, hitting 60-yard shots. And then that's how you develop the feel for things. And that directly ties into right around the green with your chips and putts. It's all just kind of feel. And I just don't get that from a practice facility at a range or something, because you can't hit those same kind of shots. Yeah. And I'm not saying just go play and expect to get better. I'm saying like go to the course, like at night. If you're a member somewhere, go out there and take 10 balls and just hit them from 100 yards or 80 yards or whatever, and just do it that way.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like I guess that would be practice for you, but I think if people in Brandon heard to go practice, they'd go to Mulligan's or something.
Right.
Just hit chips from 2 feet off the green for half an hour and expect them to be,
Even then, I'm not saying people are ever going to do that, but if you are to do that, don't focus so much on results. Don't worry about how close you put it to flag. Like work on actual, like feel and technique for the shots. It doesn't matter how it is around the greens. You could chip in your yard and work on things. You don't need a big facility. I'm just saying
That's true. That's true.
Of the club at impact. That's what I'm saying. You need to practice, because it's a big, it's so important. I mean, my short game, I would say, is probably the best part of my game. So it saves me probably like 4 to 5 shots per round. Easy. No doubt. Like not even questioning it, 4 to 5 every single round. And then I golf with a lot of people who hit the ball good off the tee. They're good iron players, and then they get around the green and they have nothing. And it's such an important part of the game. It's unreal. Like so many people can hit it down the middle and then hit it close to the green, but if you're not getting up and down, you're still making bogey. Like it's just, I would say short game is the most important part of golf, but that's my opinion, and it doesn't get practiced enough.
True, very true. Putting's, I don't know. I feel like this could be a longer conversation, but like putting's hard to practice. I feel anyways, but I don't know. Like that's just my perspective of things. Like I never really know what to be practicing. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of. It might be a different topic for another show, but anyways. So I guess the moral of the story is, Rio, because we kind of went all over the place. I would say in a few different aspects.
Okay,
but you're saying
once kind of tied into what you were saying. What do you think? Like the average, like handicap is for like all of golfers?
Good question.
I would say like 15 would be average.
That would be my guess too. 15 to 18. There's a lot of high handicappers and a lot of people who don't even have handicaps that would be high handicappers.
True.
It might even be higher. It might be 20.
Oh yeah, it might be higher.
I'm thinking it would be. I'm tking it'd be at least 20.
Average for men is 14.2. The average for women is 27.5.
But that's people who have handicaps, right? That's not like the average golfer or the average of all the golfers that ever play. That's the people who have handicaps.
This one says average of male golfer 16.1. So
what? Yeah. Let me measure that.
I don't know. Whatever. It's all good. I would say between 14 and 16, like I said, but
it's all good.
What do you got,
Reggie? Sorry to conclude there. You're saying maybe reflect on your round to see what you could have improved, right? Don't assume that you need to fix your driver every time or your irons. Like maybe reflect on your round and say, where could I have saved strokes? And then work on that. Like figure out how you can improve that part of the game. Because there's usually going to be a consistency there. It's not going to be like one day I don't know.
4 things like if you golf by yourself or you just like keeping track of stuff, like 4 real easy things to keep track of would be fairways hit, greens hit, putts, and up and down if you make the up and down or not. And that kind of tells you at the end of the round where your strokes are going.
Yeah.
Right? So.
But I just really liked when you said, like, think about, because when you're actually talking about where you could have saved strokes and where you think that you should have, I think that there's a lot of information that you can actually or intel that you can get from yourself just by thinking about that, without having to record your stats and shit.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good one. Okay, Drums, what do we got?
I got 2 quick ones. First one is it's also a little bit of a tip. Did you guys know that Netflix has games on it?
No.
I guess it's kind of more, interactive shows. So it's like you can pick and choose your own endings, how the episode ends, and it will kind of direct
like Goosebumps
where the film is. Yeah, same thing. But also with that, there's a trivia game show on there that I recently got addicted to.
On Netflix.
Yeah. So it updates daily, and we've been killing that.
So you get to play it?
Yeah.
Oh,
can you win money?
Ask your questions, and it just pops up. No.
Can you win
anything?
No, you just play.
Don't you guys remember that app on your phone that you could play trivia and have a chance to win money? I don't know if they actually paid or not, but that was the thing for like a week.
Yeah, you had to get to it's so many.
Yeah.
I forget what that was called. But it might actually be because the show is based off an app, so maybe they're all tied in. But yeah, so it's updated daily so that you get like a new series of questions. Like some are like Hollywood questions or more based off of Netflix was a series, and we've been killing those. And then my other one is a Twitter follow that I came across the other day, and it's called Chaotic Nightclub Photos. So you remember when Houston's or other bars would take pictures and then they'd be posted on Facebook and stuff like that. So it's like pictures of these, and
Do they
like
still
they'll
do that?
yeah, they must, because like there'll be a guy like on fire in the background, or there's like a group photo, and like there'll be two couples, and like the girl and the guy from the opposite couples will have like makeup and lipstick all over their faces. Like it's just hilarious photos, and tied with it, it's got videos too. So it's like
Yes.
just people just doing like guy doing a shot and then gets hit in the face with a chair, like just insane videos that were like, what just happened?
So,
So I've been killing a bunch of time
so
with
it's
those.
called chaotic nightclub photos.
Yeah,
Yes. Love that. I like it. Okay.
The trivia where you can make money was called HQ.
right.
HQ trivia.
Yeah, I think this the one on Netflix, I think it's called Trivia Quest or something like that.
Trivia Q and Trivia Quest.
HQ.
Could they be HQ? Could they be related?
Could be.
Okay.
They both are trivia.
Time for Two Pina Coladas, and this could be potentially the last edition of Two Pina Coladas. So put this in your history books.
Why?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and we had Two Pina Coladas that got taken off air a couple weeks ago, and there was a conversation about whether it ties into golf or not, and how it all kind of goes in. And also, I'm actually going to be starting, like, to kind of tie into the business that I'm working on right now. I'm going to be starting like a YouTube channel. So I'm thinking that I'll put most of my stuff on that channel instead, and I'll obviously keep people posted. Whoever's watching the Kingdom, they can hop over there if they're interested. But I'm kind of in between continuing and just maybe doing a quick version of like what I'll put on my own YouTube channel, potentially if people are into that, or I'll switch to like more pro sports, financial, or like new technology within sports and golf and stuff like that, and the occasional crypto Bitcoin kind of deal. I don't really know yet. I would actually be interested to see what people would like to hear, because if people are enjoying the Two Pina Coladas and learning about this stuff, then I'll keep doing it. Obviously, it's just hard to know for sure, right? When you never really get any feedback on it. So if you're listening to this and have an opinion or a perspective or just a comment on it, I would really appreciate it, because we do this stuff to obviously to say what we want to say, but we also want to provide value to people and give information that people could benefit from. So my ask, I guess, of the audience would be to let me know what you think I should do. I don't know. What do you guys think? Quickly. You don't have to decide, obviously, but what do you figure? Both would be kind of cool. I think it just kind of depends on, one would be more related to golf and one would be kind of the same road, a little bit different, like outside of golf. And it seems like a lot of people are okay with that, but I would still like to know what people think.
Yeah, no, I think you like having your own in that realm makes sense too. But
Yeah.
I don't mind it on here at all.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll try to
I still don't even know why we've removed that one, but that's off air combo.
Well, I mean, it was something that, it was like, I don't know, it doesn't matter right now, but so anyways, tonight I'll give a quick explanation of all the Two Pina Coladas thing. So tonight is going to be about, maybe if you're looking to get into crypto and you don't really know what you're doing though, and you kind of want to start sniffing around a little bit.
I thought you were going to start kicking rhymes. You were going.
Just a few, I guess, general points or like tips, or I don't know, like my guidelines of what I follow when I'm looking in for a crypto project. It's really simple. Two things. First one is scarcity. So is there a fixed amount of the coin? Yes or no? If there's not, they can make as much as they want. They can mine as much as they want. It's exact same as our current dollar we have now. It just doesn't make any sense. The code has to be, in my opinion, a fixed amount. Otherwise, it's inflation. It's inflationary. So look it up. If you're looking into a project, you can go onto like Coin Marketplace or like CoinGecko, and you can click into the project you're looking at, and you can see like their market cap. You can see their circulating supply, and look at their maximum supply. So if they have a maximum supply, that means it's a fixed amount. If it says NA or not applicable, then they can make as much as they want. To me, that there's no value there. So that's one. And some might say NA, but there's actually like a point where they will max it out. But so you might have to dig a little bit deeper, but that's just a good rule of thumb. And two is, does it have a utility? So Bitcoin has a utility. It's peer-to-peer transactions, no intermediary, sends very quickly anywhere in the world. It can be used as money. Theta has utility. They have 6 patents. They have an NFT marketplace. They have partnerships with Google, Samsung, Sony. They have a technology that's actually, it's a company that just operates on the blockchain. So there's actual utility there. There's a use case for it, right? Dogecoin is, I would even consider to have that a utility because you can transact with it. People pay each other with Dogecoin, and it's fast. It's very cheap to do. And it's just a way of paying each other. Dogecoin does not have a fixed supply, though, so that only ticks one of the boxes. But that's kind of it. I don't really want to get too much further into it without confusing people. So if you're looking for something to get into, that's what I look for. Does it have a fixed supply, and does it have a utility? Because if it has both, there's a decent chance that it'll be around in 10 years from now, because that's what you want. You want something that you're going to invest in now, you're going to put your hard-earned money into, and it's going to be around. It's not going to tank. So there's a lot of bullshit out there. Look for real projects.
Love it. I gotta figure something out so I can start investing with you too.
I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Got some stuff going on. Got some stuff in the works. So I'll keep everybody posted here as things are confirmed and kind of put into use or work. So that's that. Cool stuff happening in the world.
Kings have fallen short 5-4.
No, really?
What's left?
It's done.
Done?
Oh.
Just ended. They made it 5-4 with 3.5 minutes left. That's why I was kind of you can see my eyes going down there.
They're still up 2-1, aren't they, though?
Still up 2-1. They just need a split there. That means Game 5 will go Friday or Saturday in Dauphin, which makes my weekend plans. But
interesting. Maybe I'll pop into the Dauphin. Who knows? Well, boys, is that it for tonight? I would say
so.
It was a good episode. We had a really slow start. We had a couple of issues off the hop.
Yeah, I was off the rails for a while, numerous times.
It's all good. It's 420, baby.
You know what? We might not have a 420 edition for 7 years now, 6 years, whatever it may be with the leap year.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe next year for 420, we'll switch it to be Tuesday or Thursday.
And maybe we will.
And maybe we'll get a little bit further into the 420 next year. But
yeah,
anyways, it was nice to be able to focus on the podcast tonight. It's awesome to have people who have been coming in and stopping by to chat. But this is also a different kind of thing. You can really focus on what you're talking about, have a conversation without being distracted. And so we're going to keep doing a mix and match. So if all goes as planned, we'll see you guys on next Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, drums.
Boys.
Take us out of here.
Let's get out of here. We will see everybody live on YouTube, or where were we else? On Twitter? Twitter Live?
Facebook?
We're on Instagram Live?
We're everywhere.
We're on Instagram Live. If you haven't heard of Instagram Live, just Google it.
We were live. We were literally live everywhere. And we will be again next week. Do we know timeline? Probably 8 o'clock-ish.
Hey,
just check our King Golf Instagram account.
One last
usually
thing.
Post it on there that day.
These headphones I had tonight, I didn't have to wear my big headphones. I was actually at an airport and obviously forgot my headphones at home. I was in one of those airport stores, paid $28 for headphones. Get onto the airplane, and my iPhone 12 did not have the jack that these have. So these have actually been sitting in my closet. I found them when I was moving, and I was like, I might as well use those for tonight's episode. So that's funny. Finally got their first listen after 3 years. Here they are. They made it.
Love it.
Right now, making their appearance. All right, boys, let's get out of here. Later. Peace. Love you.
Love you,
Cheers, see
boys.
you,
Oh, I got to end it.